Hello, friends. My name is John Klein III, and welcome to Shadow and Flame of Magic, your premier podcast about Kitty Pryde Lockheed, the Dragon, and magic. I'm going to deep dive into Exiles Volume 144, and then we're going to review Avengers Volume 934, or issue 800 if you're nasty, Uncanny X-Men Volume 822, Luna Snow World Tour, Side Dimensional Rivals, and Battleworld 5. So let's get into it. I'm turning 44 in a couple weeks, and as is tradition, we review all my issues that match that number. So Exiles 44 is this week. And this came out May 2004. So we get a handy recap page. Let's see here. Oh yeah, this is brought to us by writer Chuck Austin, penciler Jim Carafore, inker Mark McKenna, colors Transparency Digital, letters Dave Sharp, cover artist is Mikuzi Sakaribara, assistant editors Corey Soremeyer and Stephanie Moore, editor Mike Martz, editor-in-chief Joe Quesada, publisher Dan Buckley. They have become unhinged from time. They are heroes from different realities who must travel together from one alternate reality to another, completing missions to repair broken links in the chain of time. They are the Exiles, and this is their fate. A Blink in Time Part 2 of 3. Our cast is Blink, Clarice Ferguson, Teleportation, who Cerebral just announced they're going to do a Jordan Block episode, Blink, which of course then I did my Travis Starnes reading list, and there's 9 Blink appearances I'm missing. One of them is from Exile, so I'm like, oh man. My Comics is like 30 or $63 if you want all 9 of these. And then, but with the code word, I got it down to 36, but I was like, wait until the episode comes out. Then, don't have $37 to just throw at comics whenever one has the inkling. They have an in-play episode coming up on Cerebro, who I forget who the host is, but there's 3 in-play comics I don't own. So I'm like, all right, well, that's manageable. We have Mimic from Calvin Rankin, mimics the powers of 5 mutants. Morph, shapeshifting. Nocturne, who we love. TJ Wagner, Hex, Bullets, and Possession. Sasquatch, Dr. Heather Hudson, Super Strength and Senses, and Magic, Ileana Rasputin, Teleportation, and Magic Sword. They are the Exiles, a team of mutants culled together from different realities, fighting their way back home by repairing the broken links in the chain of time. In each new reality the Exiles visit, they must successfully complete a mission before progressing, always hoping to return to their respective home dimensions. Like Quantum Leap, but with X-Men characters from alternate universes, which is all I need for a pitch to make me watch or read something. Their only guide is a bracelet talisman known as the Talus, given to them by their missionary mysterious benefactor, the Time Broker. The Talus provides the exiles with information through sometimes oblique as to what they must rectify in order to fulfill their mission. Still recoiling from the shock of their teammate Sunfire's death at the hands of the blood-infected Mimic, the exiles has sent to a new reality with a new mission. But this is no normal assignment. The Time Broker has brought together both the Exiles and the Weapon X team, essentially their evil leapers, on to one world with one objective: kill or be killed. Only 6 can survive. Only 6 continue to be their next mission and eventually return home. Such a good premise. So the issue opens up with Hyperion leading his Weapon X. He has a Spider-Man on his team. He has a Sue Richards. I think that's the people. Oh, and a Black Widow. And so they're just slaying as many people as they can because they usually just kill everybody whenever they go on a mission. And then we catch up to our Exiles team. And you can follow along on my TikTok and YouTube channel, Jackal SII, as I show you all the pages. And then on the Sunday episodes, I'm going to just post literally just a short of just no commentary, just the images. So look forward to that. And so the issue opens up Mick saying, I don't care what's going on. I won't do what the Talus says. I'm done killing, which Magic in a very fun reaction goes, you're about a day late on that, aren't you, Calvin? And Blink's like, stop it. Because this Magic is very feisty. And Morph had a big crush on Sunfire, even though she was a lesbian, he still was attracted to her. And so, plus, dear friend of his, and he does not appreciate that Mimic killed her. Scooby-Doo 2 was coming out, which we were just ranking the Scooby-Doo gang. I went Velma, Daphne, Scooby, Shaggy Fred. And I think that's close, right? That's a mixture of a top five. Give you a moment to think about your top five, right? No. So everyone's commenting about how they really don't want to do what the Talos is telling them. There's an ad here for Jello cookies with the Jello, but I don't know. Oh, they're putting sticks, which and this was in 2004, so they were really trying to make extreme work. I don't remember eating these. Meanwhile, oh yeah, then we get our panel of the team contemplating what they got to do next. So Hyperion's giving his Spider-Man grief. And I really love this page where it's Morph and Magic talking. And I really like the lettering choice of making the words look very faded because they're whispering. And Ileana's like, so we saved the people trapped in the city from execution, and then what? Eventually we have to do what the Taoist says, right, Morph? Or we don't get to go home, right? And this Ileana just wants to go home. Like, we don't really know what her home planet's like, but she does not want to be on this team. And the point of Exiles is that they take you from your home dimension right when you get would have been killed. So essentially, you're done on that home world, but then you get a second chance. So that's ideally very nice. We could take out Mimic and Gambit and then Ileana, are you listening to yourself? I know you want to get home, but we're not killing anyone, not friends, not enemies. But I would have thought you would want Mimic dead after what happened to Sunfire. We don't even know Gambit. I would say kill them all, but you seem attached to. That's enough. Just stick to the plan, all right? We'll save the people. Nocturne will possess Hyperion, and then we'll figure a way out of this reality. We're heroes, Ileana. No killing. And it's just like, oof. And so everyone's still trying to scheme and assure Isha we're gonna just be fine. Ileana says, excuse me, you two, Morph, I'm sorry, I don't want you angry at me. I just think we have to do what the Tower says. I know, Ileana. I know you want to go home. We all do. Just trust me on this. And then we get this cool, we see what this magic's teleportation stepping disc is like. It's very purple compared to the 616 yellow stepping disc. I like a purple haze with purple or with like a pink outer layer. Hey, what's her limbo like? Because I mean, I know limbo is supposed to be one of those universal constants where all limbos are the same. Which I was reading some review of a comic where like their negative zone works like that too, but then you get to the ultimate universe and it's like, well, clearly their limbo is different. So like, what happens there? And we're in Times Square. We see they've been killing everyone. Oh yeah, I'm just noticing this in the comic itself, and there's some that Earth's dead heroes is Hawkeye, Invisible Woman with a five on her chest, Thor, Captain America, Cyclops, Thing, and then they got Hulk and Black Widow swung up. Sue Richards is very pleased with Hyperion's success. And then we catch up to our team of three, Magic, Heather Hudson, the best Heather Hudson, and a Nocturne. And they are just trying to figure out the best approach. And then Magic figuring out, and it's not a bad plan on her part. Like, you don't know two of your teammates, just kill them. Like, if you need a motivation, one guy killed your former teammate and then you kill another, like six has to live. And she says, we have to do what the Taoist says. And they're like, we're not doing this again. And then Magic literally hits Dr. Hudson with the Soul Sword, which sometimes only hurts mystical people and sometimes hurts real people, and does draw blood, so it's definitely a weapon. Heather's down, but not dead, which I was like, all right, Ileana. And I will be one. And Nocturne's like, are you insane? I'm not insane, TJ. I'm more attuned to the reality of the situation than any of you. This is life and death, and I'm going to live. So she teleports away. She talks to Hyperion. Finally, an exile is presumed. Come to save the meaningless people. Where are the rest of you cowards? What is the Time Broker's master plan? I'm not here to fight you, Hyperion. And the exiles are like, what's she doing? She's messing up the plan. And what makes you think I need you? Because I know what the mission is. The Talus says that in order to move on to the next reality, there can only be six of us left. Weapon X or exiles makes no difference. We move on to when the others are dead. I'm tired of these games. And he just literally like chokeholds her. Gambit played games with me and I crippled him for it. Well, why should I do less with you? Because I know where he is. I know where they all are. If we kill him, we can go home. Oh man, there's a replica for Days of Future Past. I did not. I still haven't Googled how much that thing costs. I imagine by now it must be very expensive. Home? You think the time broker would send you home? My dear girl, you are deluded or simply mad. He promised me. He promised me we would go home if we just did what he said, what he said. I want to go home. And so he's still like, tightening his grip on her. Please, I just want to go home. If the time broker is really waiting for us to kill each other, then he won't replace the dead and send anyone else in to kill me. Is that right? Yes, that's what I've been trying to tell you. Then let's test your little theory out, shall we? And then she gives a little irk, where it's like, oh, here we go now. And then we get these sad two-page panels. Like, ugh, I hate that. And Morph's upset. He goes charging in. Mimic tries to slow him down. Hyperion, just being the worst, just drops her dead body and starts attacking everyone. The issue ends with the Exiles going to attack. So that's where we end it. And I believe I own issue 645 because I'm pretty sure we see her dead body on there, or at least they talk about her. So, oh, and I bought this from Mile High Comics. I could tell just because of the v very good motion. But I don't know. I read it. I did not see any marks on it that implied it was not a very good comic, but I don't know, or a higher grade. So that was Exiles 144. So let's get to current comics. Spoilers for all these. Avengers Volume 934 or 800, which you think they would just turn it into 800, right, and continue the legacy numbering, but here we are. I'm glad Jed MacKay doesn't write the X-Men this way, but then again, his Age of Revelation was a pretty epic story told over multiple pages and issues. This issue's the Avengers talking at Kang, and he's up to one of his classic Kang attacks. I think I was looking for Storm and any X-Men appearing. Storm gets a cool "What's the meaning of anything" Kang with her hands on her hips, which is a cool panel. Kang, you are so lucky she isn't stabbing you with any of her knives. Scarlet Witch brings up friendships. We see Juggernaut and Quentin Quire playing baseball, and Jerk Me immediately goes like, "These two are the who you show off for the X-Men." But right before below that panel, we see Magic talking to Foul Cap and the rest of the X-Men and the Avengers. I want to know more about what those two are talking about. Does Magic keep bringing up his boy-girl thing that he said to her in Civil War II, issue 6, I want to say? Then she teleported him to Hollywood and out of the fight. I bet she brings it up all the time. It's like their one thing they have in common. Avengers appear to defeat Kang, but then he asks which of them will survive the death of this universe, so we're still rocking Kang stories for the next two issues. And as far as I know, this has been like the bulk of Jed MacKay's Volume 9 of Avengers. For this big anniversary issue, Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Bagley, one of my all-time favorite creative teams, came back to for a fun little backup story. We get the big three, Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor chatting it up, fighting Viper, who I like ever since she married Logan that one time. My one problematic fave. Hulk shows up, Captain Marvel shows up, Beast having a big start to the year, Scarlet Witch and Wasp. We get just the best final page ever, as it's the big Avengers anniversary in universe. Everyone shows up, including Kitty Pryde, who's asking Logan, Logan, is this an X-Men thing or an Avengers thing? She's the best. And we get our first Kitty Pryde 2026. They showed a cover of X-Men Unlimited 2, and Kitty's part on the cover for the main cover at least. So I'm pretty sure on the list of characters, I mean, they would have made me feel a lot better just making Kitty Pryde one of the 8 names they mentioned. And in my imagination, it feels like they listed 20 people, but Dr. Eve Ewing is writing it, and so yeah, Kitty's definitely part of the team. They're going back in time with Captain America, which I'm like, oh, are they going to World War II times? Because Destiny always likes to find Kitty and warn her about doing too much to change history. Uh, the X-Men I see in this final panel is Sunfire, Sunspot, Namor, Cannonball, Logan, Kitty, not an Avenger, not yet at least. Quicksilver. The People's Princess Crystal's there, Tigra 2, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Monica Rambeau. It's a fun little story. And then we have Uncanny X-Men Volume 822. We're back. Issue opens with Mackenzie and Kurt, who I really like together. In a lot of relationships, that first kiss is something to really anticipate. But imagine waiting to be bamfed and four times. She wasn't ready for that. Kurt wasn't ready for his surprise party. I had to remember this issue come November 11, Kurt and Dave Cochran's birthday. That splash page is perfect for that post. I like all the love Kurt gets this issue. Logan notices someone at the door. It is Mutina, who wants to join the X-Men. Logan isn't having it and they fight. He thinks she's all talk, that she hasn't killed anyone, but even if that's true, she's getting closer and closer to finally killing. She's definitely cut some fools as she gets two clean cuts on Logan. Does she have a Nightcrawler-like shadow power? She keeps fading into the darkness. Was she born in the darkness, molded by it? Or was she merely adopting the dark? Do the shadows belong to her? Bettina has done her homework on the Uncanny X-Men as Logan's confronting her. Nearly the full cast of the X-Pets comes out. Ember, the dog-shaped Sentinel, all of Gambit's cats. Bettina tries to feed the good boy Ember, but he doesn't want her food. The cats literally eat up the cat food she brought for them. Bettina discloses information about the Outlier. She implies Calicchio burned her family home down, but I feel like that was already heavily implied before. Ransom threw four kidnappers out a window, which we also knew. Jitter hurt a girl so badly she can barely walk. I feel like this may have been a bully, which you shouldn't beat a bully until they can't walk, but you have to stand up to bullies. Or tell someone at your school, as there should be a zero tolerance for that. Or she hurt someone who shouldn't have been hurt, and then that's the story there. Where there is a story is Death Dream. He apparently has a brother, and the story is awful. We do know that he almost on the verge of tears whenever Ransom calls him out, calls him brother. So there's a story there I want to be told. And what was in her box? A cupcake or thumbs? It was a cupcake. So I'm liking Matina until I don't. Logan goes inside and we see that she has a knife up to Mackenzie's throat. Poor Mackenzie's in tears. Kurt talks Medina into a duel. Bettina gets a cut on Kurt. He tells her she's never been an X-Man, but there's a past, which is odd. So I guess she could be an X-Man. I just like that we're back. Like we're Age of Revelations behind us, and we're just in proper X-Men comics. Luna Snow World Tour. They got me with the Magic being on the cover. Magic does not appear in this comic, but is a cool cover. Luna Snow is about to be put on a concert for the nice folks of Seoul, Korea. Some of the audience haven't forgotten her time on Doom's division, but they're more upset she turned on Doom to side with Sunfire. She didn't know he was a bad guy, but Sunspot rightfully points out much later in comic that the name should have been a clue. The record label is done with her immediately and hires Vibe, who isn't as talented, but the manager has a particular set of skills to get her over. Let's get this out of the way now. The manager is secretly Star Fox, who is the absolute worst. Should be a warning that he is in the comics, so this is that warning. There was also parts where I kept thinking, so we're doing the Dazzler downslope part of her career for Luna Snow, where she has to be build herself back up, or at least back in some people's good graces. Shame she can't just be loved, and we can't get a fun one shot of her being a huge success with personal drawbacks or something. People do like an underdog. I just would have liked to see a woman succeed. Tokyo, 1 month later, some guy's harassing her, and she asks if his mom cuts his hair, and he admits he does, and Luna softens. I just like that moment. Did you know that they released the five K-pop songs for Luna Snow? That's fun. She's had two different singers to portray her. Hai Young So and Krista Youngs. The songs seem good. I haven't bought any of them. Sunfire shows up to help Luna Snow. They go to Vibe's concert. Her song has the ability, something to it that people can tell isn't good, but it's very catchy. Wave is part of Vibe's security detail. I don't know Wave that well, besides people like her in Marvel Snap. Wave has special earplugs so she can hear, just not the music. We get the Star Fox reveal. Like, ugh. I imagine Thanos rather him not name drop him in his name reveal, the Titan of Desire. Like, ugh, double ugh. I just hate emotion manipulators in comics and in life. They're gross, especially when they lean into the grossness. Rick Jones shows up. Luna Snow calls him the greatest superhero musician of his generation. He correctly corrects her that Dazzler has that title, so I like that. It's a good comic. I just wanted more from it, but it isn't an X-Men comic featuring Luna Snow. This is her one shot. So we got Sunfire, and that's X content with Dazzler references. Like that should be enough. Side dimensional rivals. I love Peach Momoko. I haven't had been keeping up with Psy as I didn't have a way to play Marvel Rivals, so I was being butthurt about anything connected to the game. I can play Marvel Rivals now, and so I'm hoping to get for all the opportunities now. Lockheed is on the main screen, and then there's a comic book in the game that you can earn pages of, and I unlocked the Lockheed or the Jeff the Landshark page that has Lockheed, or him holding a Lockheed toy, so that's fun. Um, but as far as I could tell, that's the only new content in the game that references Lockheed or Kitty. So just gotta keep up on it. Um, I like seeing B saying Galactico, who must be a play on Galactica, the daughter of Galactus. I like the editorial page in the back stating that this is a five-issue series. It is an anthology. It's one complete story, just told in an artistic Robin sort of way, which is fun. I would have liked that page of explanation closer to the front. I also like Sakai, the legend, the Usagi Chojimbo creator himself, legend, doing a few pages. For these alternate takes, I'm mostly looking for characters I recognize. I got that with Beast and a fun story to escape to, which I got full-heartedly. I can't wait to read the rest of the series, and I should check out Demon Days, but I know there's no references to Kitty, Lockheed, or Magic, but I should just read it because it's Peach Momoko unfiltered, doing what she wants to do freely. We have Battleworld 5. You can't make people love you by mobilizing them or traumatizing them or manipulating them. Like, thanks, Wasp. I wasn't thrilled with this issue until the final page got me back in. Issue opens with Jan talking to Korvac. He's in love with Karina, but he's worried she won't love him back because of all the horrible things he's done. So he's tempted to just rewrite history and erase her memory of the old timeline. And we get Jan's helpful quote above. Korvac kills or races Jan, which upsets Pym, naturally. Bucky and Britannius Rex, who isn't used nearly enough, neither is Days of Future Past Storm, but more on that later, show up to help Days of Future Past Storm and others. Too late to do anything really. Pym and Korvac yell at each other. Hank has the brilliant idea to force Carol to trauma dump on Korvac. She doesn't love the idea, why would she? But Art agrees to do it. We do get an awesome page of her history, including the Brood Saga, which she turns into binary. We also get Rogue stealing her powers, and of course, like, ugh, the Marcus of it all. But the Brood Saga is pretty cool. Korvac recognizes how cool Carol is and brings Jan back, and we're all good now. With a few pages left, I start thinking this was a big waste of time, and but a decent enough story, but underwhelming and does kill my buzz for the 29.9 The Ends mini. Then everyone set back to their respective realities, except Days of Future Past Storm's about to commit to her and the X-Men's end, and we learned Earth 811 is, well, at least this version, is now Earth 813. Korvac's going to help sort this timeline out. That's pretty cool. Cape Pride is not seen or mentioned, so this isn't needed for the collection. We do get a fun The End caption. I definitely buy a Days of Future Past miniseries. I'm a sucker for those. Cape Pride has to be in that one, right? I did look it up. Earth 812 was established by legends Jonathan Hickman and Teenie Howard in Exodus Ward's Destruction. As one of the Earths Liz Braddock is from. She's in a giant page, group shot of other Captain Britons or Captains Britain, but we learn on a text page that she's from Earth 812, so that's why this is Earth 813. Potential future stories does make this mini fun, but also I'm okay that we don't get a sequel series. This one will just get summarized in a caption box or a dialogue exchange. And then some quick reviews. Dungeons of Doom 1. I flipped through it hoping to see a character I like. There was Red Hulk, who I barely like, and some goons and a giant bat. I think I'm done with post One War Under Doom and pre-Armageddon minis until I'm told I specifically need to care about an event. Logan, Black, White, and Blood 1. I'm not a solo Logan guy. I see this miniseries promoted, and I think to myself, if one of my favorite X-Men show up in this, I'll let time tell. None do. This is your classic Logan, slicing and dicing goons, blood everywhere. There's never going to be my thing. Him naked in the woods, sure, that'll get my attention. Dead wolves everywhere, deader goons everywhere else. Like, that's where you lose me. Then Ultimates 20, Ultimate Nick Fury, the white one, is up to some nonsense. I see Quentin Quire is one of his prisoners. I saw Namor being taken prisoner by a Tuma. Vision's confronting Fury, and Wasp breaks out the coolest set of characters ever. Dupe, Howard the Duck, Squirrel Girl, and Gatecrasher. Technics Gatecrasher. I wasn't even going to mention this comic, but this comic has Ultimate Gatecrasher. The Orb from the Original Sin, Hitmonkey from Hitmonkey, Forbush Man. Um, yeah, like pretty cool page. Next week's episode, we'll be covering X-Men Volume 724 because it's double shipping. Rogue One, Inglorious X-Force 1, New Avengers 8, Spider-Man Wolverine 9, X-Men of Apocalypse 2, Hulk Smash Everything 2, and Psylocke Ninja 1. Oh yeah, I did not go on Blue Sky to promote my best X books of 2026, but we have a top 10 now. Avengers Volume 9, 34. I mean it has Kitty Pryde in it, so yeah. Wolverine V8 14, Uncanny X-Men V6 22, Ultimate X-Men 23. Number 5 is Side Dimensional Rivals, 6 Marvel Rivals, The Cities of Heaven, 7 Ultimate Wolverine 13, 8 X-Men issue 23 Luna Snow World Tour, number 10 Battleworld 5. So that is the top 10 so far. And it will just update, I'm sure, with every week. Um, so that was episode 212 of Shout Out Playing Magic. Thank you so much for watching or listening. You can follow me on socials at Jacko SII, YouTube, TikTok, Blue Sky. I'm gonna be posting on the podcast's Instagram at SNFWM, and spelt out on Blue Sky and Instagram. I'm trying to do X-Men reviews again on the website, shadowandplayingofmagic.com, and the second home of the internet. And so you can follow those reviews. Appreciate people writing. I haven't done it in a while, so hopefully get people's attention again. And I will talk to you next time, everyone. Thank you. Bye.